This is Paul D. Jones, and we're going to talk about the power of change right after this.
Can you tell me how does credit work? Or how do I break this poverty curse? How can I own a home instead of being a tenant? Can you tell me how to start my own business? I need answers. I need someone to walk hand in hand with me, explain in a way that I can understand and see, just like family. It's the Paul D. Jones, my credit is better show. Listen and learn what you never knew. My credit is better show.
The better your credit, the better your lifestyle. Hey guys, what's going on? Paul D. Jones right here. And you know what? It's time to change some things, and there's power in change. Think about this in life. Whenever you want something different, you have to change something. So I'm just going to hit you right with the concept right off the bat so we can get into it. It's talking about change. That's one of the hardest things for people to do in life. But it's one of the smartest things and wisest things for people to do also. If you want something different, you will have to change something. That's just reality. See, everything around us changes. It's common law. That's why I call it the power of change. So if you want certain powers in your life, the power comes around and is wrapped around the changes that you make in your life. It's fun watching youth sports or kids when they're doing their thing, and my son is, I'm going to be a biased parent, a great baseball player. However, they all go into slumps at different times. No matter who it is, whether it's him or some of his friends or even pro athletes, they'll go into different slumps and they will get with a trainer. And that trainer will make some adjustments and help them change a few things about their swing or about how they field the ball or do anything like that. And those little changes are what makes the difference. So we have to understand that the power to have a better life is based on the results from what you are willing to change. Now, key word, I said willing to change, because most people fight change. So let's look at it this way. If I give you $100 for something that has a value of $25, I want my change back. So we understand that. What is the change going to be? Okay, if it costs $25, I gave you a crisp $100 bill, $75 is coming back. That's change in a financial matter of a simple trading transaction. Most people are stuck because they won't change to acquire increase. Y'all might not have got that. See, most people are stuck at the ability to change because they won't make the necessary changes to acquire increase. We must be okay with changing. So anything that's not working in life, you'll look at it and you hear people say, man, well, why didn't you change it? I don't care if you got a bad tire on your car and you know that tire is half bald and is ready to blow at any time. What most people do is they'll see the bad tire, know the bad tire exists on the car, and will ride around and ride around. And the funny thing about it is some will even have the nerve to pray, "Ooh, Lord, let me make it over here. Lord, I need some tires, Lord. Let me make it around here." The next thing you know, you're driving down the road, ba-bump, 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 bam! The tire pops. That's when you say, man, I knew I should have changed this tire.
Bruh.
I knew I should have made the change the first time it was revealed. So sometimes we go through life knowing that a change should happen and we don't make the change, and then we'll say, man, it's a tough day. I'm having a bad day. No, it's a decision, or the inability to make a decision is what gets you the results that you're seeing. If we can just simply say, you know what, I have to change this. This isn't working. Or I don't care if you're not liking a television show you're watching, change the channel. So life works that way. Now, understand this. Problems will come when you are unwilling to change. Unwilling to change will keep you stuck and lead you to your demise.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I don't want people to just fall off. Think about this. Don't be so mad at society. Don't be so mad at yourself that you just aren't willing to make the necessary changes that you have to make in your life. See, today, many people have stopped seeking the solution to financial problems. What?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Because we get stuck in a rut. So, as I said, I don't want you to just go out there in life and say, well, this is just how it is. This is how it always has been. And we actually make tradition out of bad. Y'all might not have got that. So because our parents and great-grandparents or grandparents and great-grandparents and so on did something a certain way that was not producing enough to really grow generationally. So we do the same thing knowing that it's like linear pay. So understand this, I just dropped the word on you. Linear pay is you trade time and you get something. That's what linear pay is. So understand that. We're talking about leveraging yourself so that you can grow in life. So we have to realize that we got to say, you know what, it's time for me to make my money. You know, get that attitude with it in life. It is time for me to make my money. It is time for me to do something different. And I talk about this all the time. You have to write your dreams and goals down. Now, because if you don't want anything different, you may look envious towards someone else who has something. I actually saw this the other day and it kind of made my skin crawl. A guy was driving a Range Rover. The Range Rover was nice, you know, and just looked like nice, clean-cut guy, nothing special, you know, no stereotypical of anything. But another person said, I bet you he thinks he's better than everyone else because he has that. And I'm like, I didn't actually think that at all. I just thought the car was nice. But what it revealed to me is I'm like, wow, so that's how you see some people? So it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle it is. And you guys listening to me, you know these type of people. And some of us may have actually slipped those negative words out of our mouth. So we'll look at someone have something nice, and then we will say, they think they are all that. You know what? You have to change the mindset. You have to change that negative thought process. When you see somebody with something, hey, man, you look good in that. You know, get into a tradition of giving people their props. It doesn't matter what it is. Just make it a habit of complimenting people for the little, you know, because we want more out of life. We know what we want out of life. So let's do what we have to do. But understand, all of this comes with mental change. If you have the dreams, you have your goals, you know what you want out of life, okay, great. Now you have to start adjusting your mindset. You have to change your habits because we have habits from our parents. So if I'm doing the habits of my parents, well, here's the reality. And this is, don't look at any of this as judgmental. This is reality. If you can look and see that your parents did not have enough on retirement and you're doing exactly as they do, well, it's one thing you must understand. Inflation is going to be worse for you than it is for them. So if you having good common sense, knowing that inflation is going to be more and you're not willing to change something, then you're going to be in trouble when you get older. And I can promise you, for my young folks that are listening, when you're in your 50s, 60s, you're not going to be wanting to go bust your butt working a job like that. You're not going to want to be doing certain things in life and just say, oh, I wish I could retire. And then looking at someone else who made better financial decisions, and now you're kind of salty with them. Let's change that today. So realizing as we make changes in life, it all comes into an attitude. So the give me the money attitude is what brings upon debt. So y'all may say, well, what is he talking about? Give me the money. Some people, I hear them all the time, say, man, what you doing today? Man, I'm out here grinding, man. I'm out here getting this money. And I hear that and I'm like, well, you're out here getting this money. What does that mean? Because you don't appear to actually be really doing anything, but just announcing that you're out here getting this money. So instead of making the change to earn the money, we go for the quick fix from credit or borrowing. Okay, I might have went too deep for some of us.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Some people are actually okay and use borrowed money as income. No. That's borrowed money. That's debt. That's like a weight holding you down. We want to get rid of debt. We want freedom. So therefore, it's all in a change of the mindset then. So if we know that that mindset does not work, then we must be willing to change. So we must teach our children not to spend their money $1 at a time. If you spend your $1 at a time, you'll wind up with trinkets instead of treasures. Think about this. This is what it looks like. When you walk into, and I'm talking to my parents right now, when you walk into a store and your kids are saying, buy me something, buy me something, buy me something. Now, I know it's a habit for some. They just see something because we know the stores play these little tricks and they put all the kiddie stuff on a lower shelf. You know, that's marketing. They do that on purpose because they know that some of us parents, and I'll say us parents because I am guilty of this. So that's why I know what I'm talking about because I've done it too. You're going through the aisle and the next thing you know, your child grabs something and you're looking at them like, you need to put that back. We're not buying that. And then they're looking at you with them big brown eyes and it's like, you're like, you need to put that back. We're not buying that. You know, you're not in trouble. You have not done anything wrong. That's just not what we're doing right now. Sometimes we just break, but what we do is we form a habit that says, every time we go into this store, you can get something that you don't really need.
That's deep, bro.
And they don't understand the foundation of where money comes from. So it means every time we walk into this store, we should walk out with something that we didn't work for.
That's deep, bro. That's deep.
But we're counting on mom and dad because mom and dad is doing the work. And if you're like me, mom and dad, especially if you didn't grow up with much, you want to see your child happy. So that's where, when I talk about change, it's little principles that we have to start teaching. Say, well, you know what? If you do this and this, if we work out something, then we're going to get that. But no, we're not just going to get it just because that just because buying, or I'm just going to get this money to go out and do what I need to do with no plan, with no structure, with no kind of financial outlook, well, then that's how we end up going broke. And we don't want that to happen to us or our families. We have to prepare for change. When you prepare for change, you also are preparing for an increase in your life. Now, we all want increase, you know, and last week I talked about time and money. So it's one of those things where I say time is money, and I want us to realize that when you're out working and you're doing certain things, time is money. So let me go into this so you can see it, and then we can bring it back to understand that to get this revelation, you have to have a mental change of thought. Then your actions match your mentality, so you form good, solid habits, and therefore it shows that, wow, there's a change there. Think about this. You will know because some of your friends will come around and they will say, man, you changed. You're different. See, I used to think that that was bad at one time. But now I'm like, yes, that was the plan. You can tell there's something different about me now, right? Good. That was the plan. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to be looked at as the same guy you knew 10 years ago. Think about this. If you are 30 years old, you're out living your life, and your friends that knew you at 20 can identify with you and all the stuff you did as a 20-year-old, that means you didn't change. And if you didn't change, you didn't grow.
Bruh.
You're 40 years old and you haven't made any changes in your life. And people who knew you at 25 come around and they're looking at you, they're talking and say, man, you remember? Now, it's great to have those nostalgic moments because I do that with my friends to this day. But there's a few things different. I'm a husband. I'm a man of God. I'm a father. I'm a friend. I'm a brother. I'm a man who wants to improve the lives of as many people as possible. But the 17, 18-year-old me didn't think like I think today. So in order, see, think about this. Me at 18 years old, at a job, I mean, you may not believe this, and I'm not trying to date myself, but when I was 14 years old, they had this thing, if you were low income, yes, I was low income, you could work a job, you know, get out of school, and they would pay you $2.85. I worked at the Taco Bell for $2.85, you know, get out of school, go over to Taco Bell, they'll give you a few hours. Great, it's cool. However, when they brought me on full-time, because I'm no longer in a work school program, then I'm $3.35. Man, that seemed like a lot of money to me then.
Bruh.
But now fast forward, if I sit down with a person and they want to know my consulting rate, They look at me like, how much an hour? Why? Because I increased my value because I changed my thought process. So, as I talked about time is money, let's look at it this way. Let me get you to look at time and money this way, because time is money. That's what I want you to understand. So, let's say you make $20 an hour. Number one, $20 an hour. Now you got to understand you're being taxed. So you're really making about between $16.80 and $16.50 because you're getting taxed that other $3 and some change per hour. So when you look at everything, as I talked to you about, you're spending money per second, understand every second you're spending money, but when you go and you make money at $20 an hour, you're really not getting the whole $20. So that's one. Now, two, let's say you go and make a purchase, and let's say it's you buy an item, pair of shoes or handbag, whatever it is, pair of jeans. You can fill in the blank for yourself. But let's say that item cost you $100 cash. So you go and you pay the cash. Well, just for simple math, that's 5 hours of work.
That's deep, bro.
Think about that. Is what you bought, was it really worth 5 hours of your time? Now, understand, this is where you get taxed too. So now you got to add the other hour, because really it's 6 hours of your time. Now, this is how business owners, they'll keep the receipts and they'll have tax write-offs. So this is where sometimes people don't understand. That's why it's important to own some kind of small business, etc., so that you can get the tax write-off when you're doing business. And if it's for the business purpose, then you get a business tax write-off. But I don't care what the item is. Let's look at it this way. My main thing is get you to look at time and money. If you go and you take your family out for dinner, which is great, and say the bill came in $80, $90. Now, this is why that waiter or waitress, they cannot be giving me an attitude. Y'all understand how that works? They give you an attitude, but they don't realize that may have been 7 hours of your life to sit at that fine dining or whatever restaurant and pay them that $70 or $80. They don't realize that was 7 hours, 8 hours of my life. Please let me enjoy this 1 hour of time that I'm going to enjoy to eat with family and friends. But it took me 7 hours to buy that 1 hour. Look at it from that way. So every time you go out and you go to work and you spend your time and your money, you think about it. Whatever you buy, that costs you whatever you make per hour. So I don't care what it is. Now imagine a car, imagine a more big ticket item. Man, how many hours of your life is that really costing you?
That's deep, bro.
So you must understand that time is money and pay attention to all the elements of how you spend your time and how you spend your money, because you don't want to be wasting time, because when you waste time, it's wasting money. And when you waste money on something and say, well, you know what, I lost $100 on that, whatever. You didn't lose $100. You gave up 6, 7, or 8 hours of your life. Man, people, I hope you get that. Time is money. All right, so we get this. So now we have to prepare for change, to prepare for increase. See, instead of just saying, you know what, give me some money. I got to get out here and get this money. Let's break it down. No, you need to get wisdom. You need to get knowledge. You need to get understanding of how things work. See, wisdom and knowledge shall be granted to you, and as a result, riches and wealth and honor shall follow you. That may hit somebody too hard. So what I'm simply saying to you, if the man or woman can be okay with going through the necessary process of changing their mind, you will change your life. And that doesn't mean it won't be some difficult moments. Oh, yes. Whenever you're doing something to better you, a hater's going to step up. That's just the way life works. But as those haters step up, make sure you're not the hater, because that's self-doubt. You don't want self-doubt to stop you because something didn't work right away. So everything in life changes. If you really look at your television set, for those who just say, if you got a big screen TV and the year 2000, you got that big old humongous jumbo box thing where it took like 10 people to put it into your house. I had one too. Then fast forward 15 years or even 10 years, by 2010, that big old TV that you used to have that probably weighed 1,000 pounds or more, now we heard flat screen TVs. Now you got the wave TV, but keep in mind, if I would be talking to an elderly person about the television that they watch, they wouldn't talk to you about television. They would talk to you about radio. And they would tell you how they all sit around the radio to listen to certain shows. So the same way you guys are listening to me on the radio right now is how time has progressed and how things have changed. So they went from the radio station to the television. Now you're looking at the television show, but that was in black and white then. So you see how time is going. Change happens. Change is inevitable. If you look at a movie, you can pretty much tell if that movie was done in the 60s, 70s, 80s. It's like, and think about it. In the 80s, somebody might have said, this is a high definition movie, or this is a great quality movie. We would look at that same film today and say, wow, this is dated. Because today we have the modern technology, as they would say, this great technology, crisp technology. It's all because of change. So all I want you to realize that, yeah, there was a car at one time. I mean, I remember my mother starting her car. She had that old Cutlass Oldsmobile. It was like a 75. And boy, she would start that car and you know, you had to pat the gas then. You know, I'm thinking of, it was a cold morning. She's patting the gas and mama would talk to the car and say, come on, baby, start. Come on, baby, start. Come on, baby, start. And then that thing would pop, and all of a sudden, boom. And us kids would be like, all right, we about to roll now. You know, today, we'll do push button from our homes. We will pick our smartphone up. Older folks may not even understand it. Be like, hey, I'm going to start my car now. And they won't see you grab a key. They'll see you get a phone and see you hit a button on your phone. And then all of a sudden you look down and it says your engine is running. You can turn your AC on and everything else, or your heat on, right from your smartphone. So that's called change. Now, what are you willing to change if you realize that all of this is happening around us? Right now, we're seeing change happening through our media right now. We're seeing change happening in the world. Like, incredible things are happening right now. How are you positioned to benefit from it? What changes are you making? If you see a law change, then you have to change some things. If you see a culture change, then you need to adjust some things. If you see styles change, then you have to adjust some things or you will be out of style. When music trends change, everything changes. You will lose the battle 100% of the time if you try to fight against change. So that's why we say wisdom and knowledge shall be granted to you. And as a result, riches and wealth and honor shall follow you. That's what I want to happen in my life, my children's life. So I'll tell them, hey, every now and then you will have to make some adjustments, because that's how life works. We will adjust, and we will adjust again. Nothing stays the same. Look at yourself now. Some of y'all might go back, I'll do this to myself, and say, here's the pants that I wore at 18. Now here's the same pants, but I'm 35. Do they fit?
Bruh.
See, think about it. Something changed. Now in your heart, when you look around and when you see things, you feel like you're the same person, but everything else around you has changed. Some of us will grow, and next thing you know, you see gray hair coming in. That's change. We have to be mindful of that. Banking products change. Credit concepts change. Car loans and the ability to get a loan changes. All of that changes. So we have to be with the change. So don't let life change on you and leave you out. That's why I say the power for you to have a wonderful life is in the power of your decisions to make change. If you don't change, you will lose. So you must be willing to invest and grow. No longer be captive to a lender. You must invest in yourself and must be willing to grow. See, let me tell y'all something. Debt is paying yesterday's problems, while investing is the solution to a better tomorrow. I hope y'all got that. Most people are accidentally, not even on purpose, creating debt and saying, well, I'm going to get this and get that because it's a temporary fix, but not realizing that you're actually hurting yourself.
That's deep, bro.
So, guys, I'm telling you, all financial movement must be forward moving. Everything in life, as I listened to a person the other day as I was having a good conversation, and this gentleman said, well, I'm not really motivated about money. Money's not that important to me. And I said, who said it had to be important? But now, are you telling me you don't want to retire early if you could? Bruh. Well, I'm just saying that stuff's not important. I'm going to say this, and it may rattle some feathers. Usually, that's someone saying, I don't have a plan, leave me alone, and when I get to 60 to 70, hopefully my kids will take care of me. Instead of being responsible, making the change, the power is in the change, being responsible now to create generational wealth for your family, because that also gives you power. So invest in your future. Do not dwell on your past financial mistakes. I'm going to tell you this again, because the power is in the change, meaning there's a lot of things that you're going to have to change, but you will have to invest in your future, because if you don't, it disrupts you having a better life. So do not dwell on your financial mistakes, because we all have made mistakes. Don't dwell on them. I hope this helps you. I hope y'all get the point. The power is in how you change. Hey guys, that's my time, but I'm going to tell you this. Let's talk about some guys that have done some great things in life and helped us out being here every week. Uppercuts Barbershop. My man Anthony took good care of me today, so I'm really thankful. Ant and Nate and all the good guys at Uppercuts Barbershop. Now, they are out across the street from the Eagan Outlet Mall. That's south of the Eagan Outlet Mall at 3926 Cedar Grove Parkway in Eagan, Minnesota 55122. Put that in your Waze app. Technology. Get a smartphone. Make a change. You don't like your barber? God bless them. Love them. Uppercuts, they're that spot. We need to make sure that y'all go check out Uppercuts Barbershop, because they're doing things right. Now we got another thing that's really a company, the Micah House. I'm going to repeat it, the Micah House. I'm going to repeat it, the Micah House for men and women. It's a drug treatment program, because drug and alcohol abuse, that's one of the things that really hurt people in life. And we don't want things to just mess up our family values anymore. So we have to really harness the power of change. And that's what the Micah House really, they are the key component to a person who's been struggling with alcohol abuse or drug abuse. If you know someone that has been struggling, please have them call the Micah House. Don't wait till it's too late. We don't want to hear about the overdose story. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear the victorious story of how they went to the Micah House, got the help they needed, and now they are living a sober lifestyle. So don't let drug addiction ruin your life. So guys, for more information, just go ahead and give them a call at the Micah House, 612-314-2460, or you can go to their website at Micah, M-I-C-A-H, house.com, and talk to my man William Lockett over there. He's an awesome individual. He has a great staff, great family environment. They're good people who are there to serve and help you really lead you to that sober lifestyle. And for those who are struggling or just want to maintain good credit so that you can get that good interest rate, go to mycreditisbetter.com. Tell them Paul Jones sent you, and they will take good care of you. Hey guys, that's my time. I'm telling you, the power of your life becoming better is in the power of you changing some things. Look around you, clean house, clean out the closet, change some things, because the things you change will change your life for the better. God bless, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
It's the Paul D. Jones, My Credit is Better show. Listen and learn what you never knew. The My Credit is Better show.
The better your credit, the better your lifestyle.